What's up, everyone? Welcome back here for another recap video. Today, we are finishing up in the green, just shy of $500. And I feel like it could have been a much better day because KWE was the main winner on the day. And pre-market, we were looking at this in our pre-market pump. For those of you who are not in our pre-market live stream, you should get involved with the pre-market live stream. I go live every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern time. You should tune in for the live stream. But we were looking at KWE after it was awarded a subcontract worth $48 million. This thing was looking really good pre-market. We moved from 40 cents up to 85 cents, consolidating over VWAP, and had a nice bull flag breakout into the open and gave a great opportunity, a really great opportunity. And we've been having this theme lately, the past few months, of these penny stocks absolutely going bonkers, like from 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, going to over $1, sometimes over $2 or $3. So these penny stocks have been crazy, and so that's why KWE has been my main watch for today, especially because you're consolidating near the high over VWAP, and we had pretty decent volume pre-market. We were churning maybe 1 million shares at the high of day volume pre-market, which is really good. Usually I account if the stock is a main volume leader pre-market. I usually multiply about the average 1 minute candle volume by 3 or by 4, roughly multiply that by 3 or by 4, and that's going to be the amount of volume you're going to get at the open. Let's say like the open, like 15 minutes or 15 or 30 minutes, and that's kind of what we got here. So let's say the average is, at the high end was 1 million, at the low end 500,000, so 750,000 times 4 is what, 3 million. So roughly I can expect we're about to get 3 million shares of volume traded per 1 minute candle. At the open we got 5 million. That completely blew out that estimate, but the preceding candles, if you average it out for the first 15 minutes of the open, we had some candles at 4 million, 2 million, 3 million, another almost 6 million volume shares per 1 minute candle. 4 million, here's a candle for 2 million, so another one for 2 million, starts to die out, 2 million, 2 million. So I'd say about the first 15 minutes, the average is about 3 to 3.5 million. So it seems like my equation, my little equation, or to predict the volume at the open for volume leaders pre-market, seems to be right most of the time. It's a good ballpark. It's a good kind of it's good to kind of estimate and measure the potential volume, just to get an idea of how many times the float can be turned, and that can give you roughly how much momentum we could potentially get at the open. So there's a little tip for you. But yeah, it's KWE at the open, really nice. However, you couldn't trade this first 1 minute candle. Like, for me, I couldn't trade it. I was having laggy orders. My orders were floating. I couldn't get filled. I had an order I sent out, and then I didn't get filled. I just canceled it, and then kind of spooked me a little bit. So I kind of let that go for the first 1 minute, but after the second minute, I started to get my feet wet, and I was able to kind of trade this range here. On the first 1 minute pullback here, we cleared the low to make a 1 minute new low, getting in here off support of pre-market high and reclaim of 9 EMA, and we had a fresh 5 minute breakout, 1 minute pullback setup, and here is the move. We got a nice 10%, 12% move there from the low to the high, and captured a nice, I think that was like a $400 trade. It was a pretty decent trade, but we can take a look at that one in the archives. But yeah, today about 484. We can take a look at the stats. Pretty decent profit factor, 64%. Largest winner 257. Largest loss only $32. So keeping those losers very tight. And I had a risk to reward from 1 to like 2.1, 2.2. So even higher than 1.2 is great. Usually I rarely have days where I'm over 1 to 2 risk to reward. 1 to 2 is usually a good target for me, and I rarely get over 1 to 2, but it's really good to see. And I was able to keep those losers small. And that's what's important, keeping those losers small, cutting that loss, and letting your winners breathe a little bit. I've noticed since I have been executing through Thinkorswim, my hold time has been a little bit longer. And that is because it takes a few seconds longer for the trade to populate in the active trader ladder. So I can't even sell before this populates. And this sometimes takes 5, 6, 7 seconds to even populate. And I can't sell my position until the system shows that I'm in the trade. Even though I'm executing, like I may execute at the price that I want to execute at, and I will get filled at that price, but it may take 5 minutes to even just populate in this window. And sometimes within that 5 minutes, I should already be out of the trade, and sometimes it doesn't even show me I'm in the trade yet. So that is definitely very difficult, very, very difficult, because some of my trades are 2 seconds or 3 seconds long. Some of my trades are, you catch a breakout and you want to take your profit immediately because you know it's just extended. It might have a false breakout. And so that trade may only be a 2 or 3 second trade. Let's say you time the breakout 1,000 shares and we pop up 10, 15 cents and you want to take that profit immediately. But by that time, you're still like, you maybe have bought at the breakout price, but it hasn't populated in the active trader ladder. And by the time it populates in the active trader ladder, it's already rejecting off the high, and you have no choice but to sell for a loss. And that's what has been happening the past 2 weeks with some of these breakout trades that have rejected at the high. So my hold time's been a little bit longer because it takes a little bit longer for this to even populate in the window. So my strategy already is starting to kind of morph a little bit. Usually my average trade duration was 3 seconds. It was like literally 3 seconds. My average loss duration was like 2 seconds, or sometimes 4 and 2 seconds. Now it's starting to get up to like 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So it definitely does put a little bit of it definitely requires me to have a little bit more patience and getting in maybe at off the lows and maybe holding a little bit longer to offset that risk for the time that it takes for me to get filled. For the time for me to get filled, if it's a little bit longer, I may need to hold on to a trade a little bit longer to capture a little bit more profit to offset some of those trades that I'm going to be in the green, but I can't sell because I can't, it hasn't populated in the active trader ladder yet. So for those trades, I'm going to need, for my winners, I may need to hold on a little bit longer to offset those losers now. Whereas before I could take my profit immediately, whereas now some of those winners are going to turn into losers. But those are my stats on the day. I forget if I put this on the main screen, but yeah, $4 average loss, $10 average win, largest gain to 57, 50% accuracy. But it looks like my risk to reward is what made it. So so far, kind of a nice day. It could have been better. We did have DSY, but pre-market, as you were saying, for those of you guys who are not in the pre-market pump live stream that I do every single day at 9 a.m. For those of you guys who didn't tune in, I was saying DSY, we did give back just a little bit too much here on the pre-market chart. And we had a very nice move from $1.80 all the way up to $6.58, and that's beautiful, beautiful. The only problem is we gave back all the way back down to $3.61, and that's just too much. So what I was saying was, the chances of it coming all the way back up to $6.50 is likely not. It's just too much to reclaim. The chances are against that. We have seen it happen before, but I would say in my observation, the chances are definitely against that happening. But what I was saying is we could see some volatility scalps in the range, either breaking out to the downside or to the upside on DSY, and that's exactly what we got. However, it was very tricky because the spread was a little bit wider, and it was overall pretty choppy. It wasn't the cleanest. So I did leave DSY alone for the most part. I'm up $1.71, and I just wanted to stick with what I was making money on, which was KWE. So I was really mostly trading KWE. We did have a trade on SPEC up in this area. looking for, I think I looked a dip here. I think I took the dip here at 66 and stopped out here at 63. And the spread opened up on this SBEC. I was only using 500 shares and I lost 18 bucks. That's like 30 cents. It's like 30 cents. Or no, 3 cents. Right? Yeah, 3 cents. It's like 3 cents on a 60-cent stock. That's like 5%. This is a 5% dump here from 66 to 63. Crazy. TAOP was another one. TAOP. This one, yeah, pre-market. I was trying to trade this pre-market. I did catch the breakout. Looking for the 1 minute pullback. Got in at 115 and it just dumped. Just bottomless dump here. And terrible. That's just terrible. You hate to see it, but this is exactly why you cut the loss. Volume started drying up. This is a recipe for an all-day fade, and that's exactly what we got on TAOP. However, KWE, once it started fading, the volume was so nice, even on the backside, that it looks like we started to curl up and squeeze out short sellers. Short sellers started to get on the ropes, and they were fueling this move back through the highs. And they got squeezed out all the way up through the high of day here at 107, which is very nice, very nice. I was present. I did make some small gains on it. However, I at the entry I hesitated right here. This is where I hesitated right here at 88, 89, looking for the breakthrough 90. I didn't get in. I really was waiting for. I thought this was extended here. I thought we would see like maybe a bigger dip here and then a go. So I was hesitant here at 89.90, and it ended up just going pretty quickly here without me into a halt up. This thing was halted up here at 102. We resumed. Didn't really give a dip. It kind of just popped all the way up to 115. Then here we got our first step. I think this is where I made like an extra 50 bucks on it, and that was it. From there, pretty much backside and choppy, tough to trade in this area. But I was hoping we'd see here, we'd see another rip through the high and see something juicy, but we didn't end up getting it. But yeah, KWE was the main one. We can take a look at the archive for you guys, so you guys can see how laggy this was here at the open. This is the part 2. For those of you who want to access the full archive of every single day that I trade, you guys can check out the link in the description, and you guys can watch my archive, my daily archive every single day, uploaded on MMU. But I will give you guys a little sneak peek at the troubles that Charles Schwab is causing. So I'm already like trying to get filled here, and that was like, how delayed was that? Let's see. Okay, there we go. So I'm it's already red flags here. I already sent in the order just to test it, and for 100 shares, that's what, at least that was what, 30 seconds? That was a good 30 seconds. Okay, am I in? No, this is not even right. I don't think this is even right. I'm also executing through Dash, which I thought was fine. I thought it was fine, and here I am trying to get failed here. Oh my god. So I thought Dash was fine because I was using it pre-market fine, but I guess it was just not ready. They said Monday, they said it was today, they said today Dash would be live, full, the full update. But looks like the full update has not been completed. I'm not surprised. Charles Schwab, I guess, is a little slow. Charles Schwab is a little slow. Now here I am. I'm like, all right, screw this. I'm pulling up Thinkorswim. Now I just missed a 30-cent move. So this is like a 50% move, 40-50% move. I just missed a 40-50% move. And I didn't capture. I'm red. I'm red on the stock. I'm red on the stock here. This thing went from 75 to $1.07 because Dash Trader, Charles Schwab, just can't get it together. Can't get it together. I've never had this problem. Never had this problem since before the transition over to Schwab. And this better get ironed out. This better get ironed out, Schwab. And hopefully Dash Trader is implemented in Schwab. I know Dash Trader's got it dirty. Like, I think they have the whatever they do, the system, the algo, they have their end down. It's Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab seems like a slow ass company. But hopefully they need to iron this out. They definitely need to iron this out. Traders are starting to get a little bit frisky and angry here. Getting a little impatient because we never had this problem with TD always had this down pretty good. TD had this down pretty good. We never really had much problems. So here, nice 1 minute pullback. And with Thinkorswim, I need to give it some more time. I'm already here. Look, I'm giving this trade some time. Giving the trade some time because of how long it takes for this to populate. It shows up that the order is sent, but like that's not when I hit. This is like already 3 seconds after I hit the hotkey. So look how long that takes for me to unwind this position. I'm only in 4,500 shares. I'm only in 4,500 shares. It's not a lot considering it's a dollar a share stock. So adding 4,500 shares. I should be able to unwind this position quick. And with Dash Trader and TD Ameritrade, I could boom, 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 and I could be out of the trade immediately. Now it's like, all right, trying to sell. I have 2 more orders sitting out here, taking forever to get filled. Like what? Like come on! Like this is too slow. This is too slow. Charles Schwab is slow as fuck. Like it's ridiculous. Like yeah, whatever. I can make money doing. I can still make money, but I liked the system that I had before. It was so smooth. It was so clean. I was getting in and out so swiftly and smooth as butter. Now it's just clunky. It's clunky, and Charles Schwab just single-handedly screwed this up, and they need to fix their servers. I don't think their servers can handle the amount of volume that the former TD clients, the former TD traders are pushing. I think that's the problem. So another pullback here. I'm trying to time this. I was in pretty decent size there. So off the low, adding. I'm looking for like a longer hold time trade. I would never trade this with my old system using DAS. With DAS, I'm like I'm in and out, in and out, in and out. With Thinkorswim, I got to like kind of start to size into trades and size out of trades slowly because of how long it takes for me to get in and get out. And I'm not even using big share size. That was 5K. That was 5.5. Like that's kind of small. There's some people that are pushing 15K. I can't even imagine how slow it takes for them to get out. So here comes the 1 minute to clear the 1 minute candle here to clear out the lows. And so yeah, I don't mean to sound harsh, but like I get frustrated. Like I was getting real frustrated at the open because like this is a great opportunity, and like I couldn't capture it, and it's not because of my fault, and it's not my fault. It was literally untradeable. It was literally untradeable, and it definitely, it's frustrating. It definitely is frustrating. But I was able to keep it calm, cool, and collected, I guess, and still was able to get some green. So here, kind of already starting to size in. 500 here, another 1,500. Okay, adding more. And this is kind of how I have to trade with DAS. I mean, not with DAS, I mean Thinkorswim. Now I'm trying to unwind the position into the push. This is a really decent trade. This is a very decent trade. Come on, see if we get that break of 1. Can we see the break of 1? And we get the break of 1. Let's take that profit. Take that profit. Profit. That was the best trade of the day. That was the best trade of the day. Easy. So that's all I'm going to show. But yeah, KWE, for what we had, for what I was able to capture, it's a pretty decent day. But this is gonna. I have a feeling this is gonna continue for a bit with this first 1 minute candle that's just virtually untradeable, and that kind of sucks. That really kind of sucks. I do hope that Dash Trader, hopefully Dash Trader, when they integrate, hopefully it'll be better. But honestly, we'll have to see. It was supposed to be done today. Maybe it'll be done by the end of the week. Now they're saying by the end of the week, so hopefully like maybe tomorrow, the next day, something like that. They said they'll send out an email, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. 483. Thank you guys for tuning in for the recap video. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you part of the community, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the pre-market pump. Peace.